This one is to do with the Finnish education system. And I've picked out the episode that I had with Anton, but the one part I've picked out for this in my notes is about the student-centered component. So student-centered as ownership and process. From my side, and I've kind of made my notes again as I go through, so I apologize, I keep looking off for it. But what we've got is that student-centered and student agency within certain schools, it depends where you are, what's that buzzword? Student agency, student-centered learning. But again, it's one of those things where I don't think it's always explained. I don't think it's necessarily built into a clear vision through a lot of places. It's just used. As we're seeing lots of different things at this moment, it's just used. And rather than then taking the time to unpack it, to then break down the characteristics of it and then go, right, this is how we implement it step by step, and this is how we develop it. Like, it's just there. So from my side, having explored a little bit and had the opportunity to speak with Anton, my takeaway is it's not just about students doing whatever they want, but there's two key principles that I've written down. One is about students taking ownership of their learning, okay, it's a given, but also the focus on the process of how to learn. So not just the final outcome. So from my side, how this is built into my teaching is it's got me thinking about how I shift from sort of just simply delivering content to trying to explicitly teach students how to learn. And I think teachers always talk about this. Every educator I spoke to is always about this sort of learning to learn side or the metacognition side that also comes up into it. But actually taking the time to try and continually embed it into a class or with a class just to start with, like, it's challenging. It's asking those students and taking the time to go, how are you learning this best? But also in order to do that, students need to know how they learn. They need to know the different types of strategies that you are using within the lesson. Actually now, I think we're getting to a point more about it. It's like not just what we learn, but how we're learning it. And in order for them to do that, they need to understand the processes. They need to have that understanding of how they learn and the different ways they can go about it. And that allows them to refine the skills. So when it comes to assessments, when it comes to exams, when it comes to anything it's going to be later on in life, they have those sets of skills developed within them. So that for me was a massive, massive thing that I took away